The next major bond that we'll talk about in wave 46 is called a covalent bond. A covalent bond is when you have two or more nonmetals sharing a pair of electrons. We indicate a covalent bond with a single line between the two symboled elements. X and Y in this case are variables. Another word for covalent is molecular. So a covalent compound can also be referred to as a molecular compound. Every time we see a single line, that represents a pair of electrons. So if you have a single bond, that's 2, double bond, that's 4, triple bond would be 6. In general, when we represent a covalent bond, we can use Bohr diagrams to represent a pair of electrons being shared between one atom and another. Here, carbon and hydrogen are both nonmetals, and they're each sharing a pair of electrons to complete carbon's octet. Another way we can represent that is a structural diagram featuring carbon with a single dashed line connected to the atoms around it. Note that each line represents a single pair of electrons. Let's try some questions. The formula below represents a molecule of butanamide. State the type of chemical bond between a hydrogen atom and the nitrogen atom in the molecule. Note that carbon and nitrogen are both nonmetals, and because they're nonmetals, you could simply state a covalent or molecular bond. Remember, covalent and molecular mean the same thing. Which elements can react to produce a molecular compound? Remember that molecular and covalent mean the exact same thing, and covalent bonds only form between two nonmetals. So to find the nonmetals, we simply have to locate them to the right of the staircase. Remember that hydrogen is also a nonmetal, so answer choice 2 is correct. All the others feature a metal bonded with a nonmetal, which, as you know, would be ionic. The balanced equation below represents a reaction. O2 gas plus energy yields oxygen gas plus oxygen gas. Identify the type of chemical bond in a molecule of the reactant. Remember, the reactants are to the left side of the arrow. So what type of chemical bond exists between oxygen and oxygen in O2? The answer is a covalent bond or molecular bond. Either one is correct because these are both examples of nonmetals. Given the formula for hydrazine, how many pairs of electrons are shared between the two nitrogen atoms? Note that there is a single line between the nitrogens, and each line represents a pair of electrons. It says how many pairs of electrons exist? 1 pair. If it asks for the total number of electrons, you know that a pair refers to 2, and your answer would be 2. What is the total number of electrons shared in a double covalent bond? Double covalent bond, remember each bond refers to a pair of electrons. So a double covalent bond would be 2 pairs of electrons. 2 pairs would be equal to 4 total electrons. Okay, so when it comes to covalent bonds, remember they tend to form between 2 or more nonmetals. Note that hydrogen is a nonmetal when we're talking about covalent bonds, and nonmetals are always to the right of the staircase. We represent a covalent bond using a single line, and each line represents a pair of electrons. So if we have a single bond between 2 elements, it's going to be 2 electrons or 1 pair. A double bond will be 2 pairs or 4 electrons, and a triple bond will be 3 pairs or 6 electrons. And remember, molecular and covalent mean the exact same thing. Thank you for watching.